People, Deluded, I'm back again. Good afternoon. I hope you're all doing well. For some context, we're about 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. I haven't checked the time away from Arsenal kicking off against Rennes. Just for some context. Now, I thought I might as well talk about Arsenal versus United or preview the game. Now, any injuries, anything that happens, obviously, people, at this moment in time, I'm unaware. So forgive me if I'm wrong on anything. And obviously, use your brains. I've only got so much time and I don't think I'm going to have a slot to do this again. But statistics, league positions, all them things go out the window, man. Obviously, Arsenal, anyone in the top, everyone's my enemy in the Prem. Everyone in the top six is our enemy, but this is in particular, obviously, I don't need to talk about Spurs, Chelsea either, but it's United. We were the first team of recent to come. Obviously, Ferguson won the war on the scheme of things against Arsenal. But when you look at the money and all of these things, we ran them close. Yeah, they won the league, but we were second on many times. We won the league at their ground, and we gave Ferguson some sleepless nights. I mean, look at '99. If he didn't obviously lose the league title the year before, or so, what would have happened? What would have happened there? So we've given them some sleepless nights, and they've won the war. United and Arsenal, we've both done hits on each other. We hate each other. I mean, don't get me wrong. Man United, if you want to employ me, I'll take it. It's a glorious club. It's a big club. I mean, if I was a player or any scout or anything, if Man United make you an offer, you listen, innit? But their fans annoy me. I've got a lot of United cousins. I've sat down in many a times in them rooms when Arsenal have been on the heavy end of some defeats. The 8-2s. The Champions League is what rattled me the most with the glorious counter-attacks. But yeah, man, I want to beat them. Both clubs, if we look at it, you could look at Arsenal and United, two former drug kings, two former big kingpins, Scarface and them things. They've gone from doing that to just hanging outside the job centre now asking people for change. I mean, United used to be the bullies in English football. They've still got the money and all of them things. They're being eclipsed by City. Liverpool are ahead of them. Arsenal, Spurs have a better side than us. Ain't got no trophies, but we're both behind. So United versus Arsenal, this is arguably the most important game of recent. I know we drew at Old Trafford. Obviously, they beat us in the FA Cup, but there's too much on the line. Top four is in the balance. If United beat us, they're ahead of us. If they beat us, they go on to 61 points or something like that. Big points. This is a 6-pointer, people, because we're playing top six. Look below us and look away from the two teams playing on Sunday. Chelsea, a point behind Arsenal with a game in hand. A game in hand on both clubs. So there's things for both clubs to worry about. And for the neutrals, it's fantastic. 3 clubs fighting for one spot. If Spurs continue to drop points in the league and things like that and play like how they're playing, they might get thrown into the top 4 race, or third might come up for debate in regards to who can finish there. But it's Arsenal v United. Like I said, tactics are out the window. This is a game for passion. This is a game for commitment. This is a game to be strong. One benefit is we are better at home than we are away. Just look at the contrast in forms in any sort of competition, or manipulate stats as much as you want. We have to win. United have to win. It's a must win. I've been saying this a lot because we're at that time. It's a must win. If we beat Spurs, it would still be a must win. We dropped 2 points. Not our fault. Well, Aubameyang, not to name drop, but it's not just him. We dropped 2 points. We need to win. We really need to win. I need to see a fearless performance. I need to see us more importantly take 3 points. There's really nothing more to say about that. Now, United, they have every reason to have every bit of confidence. Arsenal, we went on a 20-odd unbeaten run or so, had a bit of a wobble. We found ourselves 4th at a point, and we find ourselves in this race. United look nailed on to finish outside of the Champions League. Jose Mourinho dipped off. Obviously, Solskjaer's come in, and they've got a point against Liverpool. They beat us in the FA Cup. What else? They beat Spurs. Obviously, lucky circumstances, but at the end of the day, they went through against PSG, and kids were on the field for the last 20 minutes. So it's a feel-good. He deserves the job. I've spoken about it. It's a feel-good. They're playing. I'm not saying they're going to play. They're not playing what I used to see with Man United, but it's the closest to a way a Man United side should play in terms of heritage and that for a while. So they should have every bit of confidence. Solskjaer's got them playing well. He's given confidence to the players. Lukaku in the last week or 2 weeks has found his shooting boots again. Rashford, it doesn't matter how unclinical Rashford is at times, he's going to be clinical against Arsenal. And I think Lingard's injured, and I'll never wish injury on people, but I don't want to see my man dance. Arsenal, the big reason as to why we would need to win this game as well, away from that, is I don't want to see what new dance this guy's got, because as I'm making this vid, he's probably somewhere in his mirror with a wig on, doing his little dance and twerking and all them little funny boy things and antics he comes with. We can't let him dance again, people. My heart can't take it, man. So between 3 points, top 4, and Lingard not being able to dance, and whatever that attempt of a gun lean was a couple of weeks ago, we've got to be on job, man. We really got to be on job. The one benefit for both sides, or as a neutral, is I think both sides have poor defences. I feel United, when they win games, like you've seen with Southampton and a couple others, they present chances. You always get opportunities, and it's down to you to take them. We're the same. Like, we are the same. We are incredibly poor defensively. Look at the statistics from both sides. So I do feel it's a game where it's going to come down to which sides can concentrate for the highest periods in games. Even if you look at both the times we've played United this season, we switched off. Kohler's out of position. Not just him. Midfielders are not following runners in the FA Cup for Lingard's goal in particular. You look at the goal we conceded right after scoring at Old Trafford for Lingard. How many errors in the build-up to it between Leno, Kohler, and not just to name drop them, but there was a couple more involved. So do you see what I'm saying, people? Individual errors. Even if we go back to last season with Koscielny and Mustafi, individual errors. So how we start this game will say everything. Obviously, at home, we've been on a decent run at home. We're better in big games at home than away, clearly. So these are things that are in our corner, and we need to play up on them. These are the times where players need to earn their keep. Obviously, poor finishing, poor defensive moments, poor refereeing and things like that are the themes against Spurs. But I'm actually happy to a degree with the performance. I know Spurs were poor and we need to discount that, but in terms of how we started, in terms of how we showed fight, in terms of normally under these circumstances Arsenal typically wobble, we need to use that same intent, same drive against Manchester United, because we can't walk away without 3 points. It doesn't matter what it is. I have been saying I don't think we're going to get top 4. I said we need to win all our remaining games, especially away games. We got cheated against Spurs. I think if we do not walk away with 3 points here, then we need to just target Europa League. It's over, in my opinion, really and truly. You look at the fixtures we've got after United, and yeah, you can say on paper they're favourable. You got Everton, you got Watford. Who else? You got Wolves away, I believe, which won't be easy. Couple other fixtures here and there. You can go search them yourselves, people. Either way, we'll be out of the playing the top 4 rivals, top 6 rivals, whatever you want to call it. So if we could take 3 points off these lot, and continue our winning sort of form. There's no easy games in the Premier League, but considering there's no top 6, if we were to be in a genuine race for the top 4, we could actually and still do what we need to do in regards to Europa League. We could put ourselves in a good position in terms of competing for both. And obviously, look at when Jose Mourinho won it for United. There might come a time where you have to. I hate using the word prioritise, because I feel any side in this position has a duty to go for both, but prioritise one over the other. I'm sure you get what I'm saying, people. Like I said, the main thing for me, I think there's goals in this game. Like, it probably won't be now that I've said that, but I think there's goals in this game. I feel both sides score a lot of good goals. Both sides got some great attacking players. But crucially, both sides I don't feel can defend good enough. Apologies for the win, people. As you know, I'm right next to my window, and the wind always wants to come mess with the stuff when I'm making videos. But I feel both sides present a lot of chances. I feel, at least to the end of the season, both sides really and truly, their main tactic is really to outscore teams and outscore big teams in games like that. Although I give credit to United, De Gea saved them against Liverpool, and they were right defensively. And we've had moments where we're right defensively, but consistently, both sets of fans would agree, neither side can defend really and truly. Let's not point score and them things. Neither side can defend. Poor defenders in both sides really and truly, bar the occasional exception. Obviously, they've got some injury issues at this moment in time. I don't know if they'll come back or whatever, but you look at the likes of Matic, Lingard, Alexis is definitely out, Mata, and crucially Herrera, man. He's a big game player for them. He'll snap at heels, he'll try to break down our play, smart fouls, the dark arts of the game. For me, he'll somehow find a way to be fit. I'm not a United fan, so I'm not sure of the statuses of these lots' injuries. In my head, it's the only serious ones. I don't know if I said Martial as well, but the only serious ones for me, just as an outsider looking in, is Alexis, because he's going to be out for some time, but he's not even playing well. And Matic, because I think I saw Matic. I don't want to say it's a serious injury, but I think I read something about Matic. But Matic and Herrera, if they're not there, then we have half a chance. I believe a big way of playing in United, you need to be brave on the ball. It's a big reason as to why I'll start Aaron Ramsey, to be fair with you. A big point for them is there's going to be no Lucas Torreira. Now, with Torreira, we're just that bit better defensively, and we've lost our safety net, our handbrake. So I feel both sides should look to exploit not only the poor defensive aspects of the back 4 or 5, depending on how you look at it, because they can't follow runners, they don't track properly. Look at Bailly and Ashley Young against PSG yesterday, for example, and look at many for Arsenal. Neither side can defend, but I also feel midfield is key. If you look at it, if you're a United fan or you're a United set of players and you've got Paul Pogba and If Matic is fit and Herrera, you've got Pogba who can ball. Like, there's nothing Pogba can't do with a football in terms of dictating tempo and all of these things. I know he's got his critics, but he's a lovely ball runner, ball carrier. Like he's shown how many times at the Emirates, to be fair with you. Matic, very big and composed. I've already said Herrera, dark heart. So if you're looking at that with no Torreira, they're going to win the battle in terms of power, in terms of being tigerish and stuff. And if you're United, that's a big reason as to what, that's a big thing as to what you should try and do. Nullify that midfield, because the one thing I'll give Arsenal, if you allow us to play and you allow us to play on the carpet, these players have no issue with that. So if I'm them, I'm pressing Xhaka, I'm snapping at Guendouzi's heels. I would start Ramsey. I'd make sure Ramsey's out of the game, sort of thing. Arsenal's perspective, if Herrera's not there, they've lost an engine in the room. If Matic isn't there, the same thing. Matic and Pogba, you can exploit the spaces, because there will be a time Pogba ventures forward. He can't help it. I love Pogba, so I watch him almost every week. And I see these things. He's way more disciplined than given credit for, but these are the things to exploit. So that's a big one. It's a tricky one, man. Something tells me Luke Shaw's going to assist something or do something, man. Part of me feels maybe this is a game for Aubameyang to be slapped out wide on the right-hand side, purely to discourage Shaw from going forward. Obviously, Shaw will go forward, but think about it, people. I was a fullback. Logically, put yourself in the left-back or right-back shoes. If a winger has more pace than you, it's going to give you issues if you get into a foot race with them. And by nature, you're more so an attacking fullback. You're still going to go, but you're going to have to think, okay, cool, what if I go forward and try to attack and they counter-attack? It's going to be my fault. So you might be inclined to stay back or actually drop off a couple yards and stay deeper in case you think he's faster than you. So that's a concern. I would love to start Iwobi. I feel Iwobi's been playing well, but I feel Iwobi should probably be on the bench for this game. Sorry, people. I feel the one player that's really affected my formation is Mkhitaryan, because I feel Mkhitaryan's undroppable at this moment. If he plays poor against United, then it's due, because players have bad games. He's been playing to a fantastic level, but he's first name on the team sheet between him and Socrates, in my opinion, and the guy's unplayable, and he's playing his old team. I know Jose's not there, but he has a point to prove, and it's not at Old Trafford, but again, point to prove, old team, standing up to be counted, he's in form. Mkhitaryan's the man to make the difference for me, and Mkhitaryan has to have a big say in this game. Aubameyang and Lacazette, whether both play or one plays and the other doesn't, have to stand up to be counted. I'm not going to get on their backs. Yes, they should have turned up against Spurs and they were poor, but poor games happen. How many times have them two pulled through for us? They pulled through against Liverpool. They pulled through against Spurs at home. How many times have both come through for us? It happens. It really does happen. I think he's going to go 3-4-3 in my opinion, but the side I'm inclined to go with, people, is Leno in goal, no-brainer. It's going to be Mustafi, but I'm still going to just say Jenkinson or Maitland-Niles, either one. It'd be Maitland-Niles for me, but I know he's in the Europa League squad, so he might not feature. So it'd be either one for me. Socrates and Koscielny picked themselves, to be fair with you. I'm going to go with Monreal at left-back. I feel he was quite good. If Koscielny can't play, I'd move Monreal to centre-half, and then I'd obviously bring in Kolar, because by the same token, I feel we need our most attacking players on the field today, on Sunday, sorry. So that's the back 4-5, including the keeper. In midfield, it's a tricky one, people, because obviously, wait one second. Yeah, something come up on my screen, people. I just had to count that. But midfield, obviously, Torreira's gone. We've lost the engine and the tigerishness. So I'm going to go with Xhaka, Guendouzi and Aaron Ramsey. I feel we need Aaron Ramsey's runs from midfield. It gives the opposition something to think about. They've got Pogba. Ramsey isn't on the same level as Pogba for me anyways, people. But they're both similar in that they'll make them forward runs here and there. I know Pogba's been playing a bit differently, but you see what I'm getting at. Guendouzi, we need that youthful exuberance, and to be honest, if Guendouzi and Xhaka don't play, who are we playing in midfield? Obviously there's Maitland-Niles. I have no qualms in him playing. El Nene, it's not the game for you, GG. Then you're probably looking at Joe Willock, who's still inexperienced. So that's my back three. It's a tricky one, people, because I'm going to go with Lacazette. I'm inclined to go. I want to go with Iwobi and Mkhitaryan and Lacazette or Aubameyang, but I'm actually going to. What I actually wrote down is Aubameyang on the right, because of what I've referred to earlier about possibly the need to give Shaw something to think about, and that pace will give you something to think about. Lacazette, by that nature, would be up front, and I feel Mkhitaryan is undroppable, so he's got to be in the side some way, shape or form, to be fair with you. It's deep on Iwobi, but I just feel Mkhitaryan is the first name on the team sheet and isn't one to drop. You lot know I love Mesut Ozil as well, and I'd love him to play, but I don't see a place for him in this side what I've selected. To be fair with you, to be fair, he could take Ramsey's place, but I just feel Ramsey is him in it, so I've gone with my gut. So to recap that lineup: Leno, Maitland-Niles / Jenkinson, Socrates and Koscielny, Monreal at left back, Aaron Ramsey, Matteo Guendouzi, Xhaka in midfield, Aubameyang, Lacazette and Mkhitaryan as the up front options, the attacking options. Bit of a different lineup though. I think this is 3-5-2 to be fair with you. Yeah, it's hard doing it on word. But Leno, Socrates, Monreal would be my centre-halves. By that logic, you know who's going to come in on the left wing-back would be Kola. Midfield would be Xhaka, Guendouzi and Aaron Ramsey. Jenkinson and Maitland-Niles would be my picks at full-back, respectively. Up front, I'm going with Aubameyang / Lacazette, and I'm going with Mkhitaryan in the support striker role. Let him drop into midfield, become an extra man in that midfield. He'll be central as well. So that's, for me, Mkhitaryan does his thing on the flanks like you've seen, but he's a cam, man. He's a central-based player if you asked him where he'd feel comfortable. And I feel him giving us, dropping in there, be an extra man in midfield. You'd have Aaron Ramsey making runs. You'd have Mkhitaryan doing his creative stuff and the rest of it. And also Mkhitaryan would have the freedom to go on the flanks and do his stuff. And then you have Aubameyang, who really and truly balls into space. He can capitalise on that. Or you go with Lacazette, which you know Lacazette's strengths are, if it's a congested game, he's slightly better with his back to goal and all the more technical things than Aubameyang is. So obviously can go with both of them. I would have no clue, no qualms with going with both of them. But again, it's difficult because for me, you can't drop Mkhitaryan. Like, it'll be sad. For me, Mkhitaryan's one of them. You play him until he has a poor game or he's showing some sorts of he needs to come out the side and things like that. I'm a big fan of playing people when they're in form, and I believe we're in March now. It's the time where you let people play the form they're in, sort of thing. You don't chop and change too much. The players that are in form stay within the side. Obviously, there's a need for rotation, and obviously, I'm not saying the manager can't make changes, but you get where I'm at. In short, people, this is bragging rights, people. Obviously, me as a North London man, I have a lot of Man United supporter friends who give me a lot of verbal like they did last night. I have a lot of Spurs fans and Chelsea. So whenever we play these sort of sides, it's war in the air. It's war in the air. United have been giving me verbal for time. They've been giving me verbal. They're still giving me verbal on Snapchat. I don't want to lose. I want to be able, when 90 minutes comes, to call up all my friends and stress them and ask them, where is Pogba? Where is Martial? Where is this? Where is that? United are falling. I want to be able to give the bants, people. But, man, it's a must-win for both sides, man. And I feel both sides owe it to their fans to go out there, play with bravery, try and score some goals, and more importantly, capitalise on the poor defences of either side, in my opinion. Because if I'm a United coach, the manager, the players, I'm looking at that Arsenal side and I'm thinking, out of all the top six, they're the softest touch. They're ones you can have a go at. They're ones, if you put balls in behind, the fans might just go quiet. We need our fans to really support our players at the Emirates, as they do in games like this. If I'm Arsenal, as good as United and as resurgent as they've been, when last did they keep a clean sheet? Forgive me if I'm wrong. They do concede some sloppy goals like us. They do present the opposition with chances like us. This is what inclines me to believe it just will come down to which side can remain concentrated for sustained periods of time and ensure which team take their chances. To be fair with you, they've got good attacking options, as do we, so it's going to be a good game for the neutral. It's not going to be a good game for me because it's going to be an anxious 90 minutes and then I'm going to have to watch it again to review it, aiming for that to come out by Tuesday, Wednesday, but tactical review. But yeah, people, that's all I need to say in regards to this, so I'm going to get out of it. Apologies, people. Yeah, let me get ready for Arsenal versus Rennes, to be fair with you. But on that note, people, deluded, stay safe, stay deluded, deluded nation. Comment, subscribe, follow me on all my socials, they're in the description. Add me on Snapchat, theunitedstand. Thanks, man, I'm out. Arsenal versus United preview done.